single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hello everyone. She was not ready. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have one of my best friends. She will introduce herself to you guys, and then I will take over from there. Probably. I don't know if she has anything to share with us. And Stay, please introduce yourself, and then we'll continue from there.
Hi guys, welcome to Zen's channel. I'm Zen's good friend, best friend, but I don't know why I found the line. But anyways, this is it. I'm the best friend.
Okay, you're the best friend.
But anyways, I'm the liturgical friend. I go by the name Sandisiwe Fodo. 25 years of age, but I prefer my nickname Unoriza. So most people know me as Unoriza. And met Zen at 15. Yes, we met when we were 15 years of age. We didn't want to be friends, but our parents forced us to be friends. And so because of parents, here we are. And we have different journeys. We've known Christ all our lives, but the journeys differ. I've known Christ since I had an encounter when I was 8. First encounter with Christ when I was 8, when she was 12. All those things, but that's not the time for that. All you have to know for now is that I know Christ, I was saved, I'm still saved, and I live by the word. And Amen.
Hallelujah. She's already mentioned, she's a PK, guys, preacher's kid or pastor's kid or priest. And according to our church, our fathers are not priests, guys. And they're not pastors, they are priests, ordained priests. And one of the reasons that we became friends because of our parents were serving in the same area, and her dad was the boss. Okay, but yeah, he was the boss, so he was the higher one, and
the higher priest.
My father was serving under her father's leadership. One of the most amazing men I've met, but yeah, we're not here to talk about him, or I'm not here to talk about him, I guess. But anyways, as she's already mentioned that we've known Christ all of our lives, and the journeys have been very different. However, for some odd reason, they brought us close together. Our struggles really have shaped our friendship, if I would say. We've shared so much joy together. I remember the year we were gonna have our 21st birthdays. It was the big year. We lost a lot of people. She lost a lot of people. But as I'm saying, journeys are different, but as different as they are, we've seen God's strength through us. We've seen God's grace in our lives. We've experienced his love through the struggles, through the different journeys, through a lot of loss in our lives. So as the previous video, I was talking about how we need to be Christians that understand that we're humans, and that when we go through things, it's okay to feel, it's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be in your lowest, and you know what, I've reached rock bottom right now. And as Paul would say that in 2 Corinthians 12, that in my weakness your strength is made perfect. And I think today we're just here to share that it is really true that we're not taking that from Paul's mouth, but now it's we've seen it, it's personal now, so I like for her to really share the significant loss. And then after that, I will probably ask some questions here and there, but I just want her to share how difficult her journey has been. It's very painful because when you have encountered Christ at a young age, you think, man, I'm gonna smooth sail,
my life is gonna be easy, like gee.
ne uzokruza mntakabawo.
You know,
P
no
no
challenges or whatsoever, but
P does
yeah, guys, okay, since Uzen has mentioned, I've lost a lot of people. I've lost people close to my heart, and it has not been an easy journey. Still today, I'm still going through that. Every day is a new day. You wake up and ask the Lord, God, am I gonna make it through today? How am I gonna do it? I need you. Oh. So it has been that long journey. 2019, I was 22. Yes, 3 days after my birthday. It's actually 2 days after my birthday, my mother passed away. And I'm not sure if I should go through the whole story, but she did not go to hospital whatsoever. She died in our hands. So it was me and my father and my little sister. So she had that moment of crying and trying to pray. We didn't know what was going on. And then we called our father, because our father was the high priest. So he had already left. It was a Sunday morning, by the way. So he had already left for church. So, and I heard my mother cry from the bedroom. I rushed. Mama, what's up? She's crying. She could not speak. And we called our father. He came back. It was around 7. He came back. We tried to dress her up because she had already taken the showers. She was going to church also. And then it was the space of 10 minutes when we took her into the car. 5 minutes after that, still trying to align her, sit down properly, the seatbelt on. She just took the last breath, and that was it. And this is a moment I will never forget in my life. None of us, probably my father, had seen someone die, but Tina, we've never. So I remember the bishop had already arrived, our bishop. So he's the one who felt the pulse, and then he was like, she's gone. Those were his words, she's gone. And I looked at him. Gone? What? What do you mean? Mama? And then she didn't wake up. And from that time, I knew that I had to be an adult. I had to take the stand and call everyone, because we are away from the family. No one was there. It was just the two of us, okay, with our father. So I walked inside. There's a song that came to my heart the minute I turned my back from the car. It was Ikulama Wisile eti Ditinda Kutinwa. Akuphela amandla omzimba ndiwunikele kuwe. This is, I felt the relief that umzimba kamamama ubuthingiwe. So she just gave up, and it's only God. So I called the family members, everyone came, and I never got the chance to cry. I remember, I don't know how she found out, but because it was, but she came then the same day, everyone else, they wanted to see me cry. They wanted me to be in the moment and accept. But at the time, I didn't understand that my mother was really gone. I had the responsibility to plan the funeral. I had the responsibility of keeping the family together, because my father was alone now. So I had to be his side person. So the whole time we planned the whole funeral, I didn't have my time. The funeral passed. It was over, and highlights. I got a job. I got a call on the day of the memorial service. Because the time she passed away, I was unemployed, still looking for a job. So in that prayer, in the process of crying and not knowing what to do, I got a call on the day of the memorial service, and I was told that she passed the interview. And I still didn't know how to thank God. I could not believe, but God, you just took my mother 2 days ago. Now you're giving me a job. What do you want me to do? I had a lot of questions. I asked God a lot of questions. All my prayers were questions to him. I did not understand. God, why on earth would you do this and this and this and this? But you said in your word. Now, all those things, how do I continue? How do I be a mother to all those kids? How do I become a wife to my father? Because now I'm going to be his side person. I'm going to have to iron all his garments. I'm going to have to pray for him, pray with him, because I've seen my mother do all those things. Now I felt the responsibility. Fast forward, the funeral passed, and I was happy about my job. I had to go to my job. Life continued. And this is when the grieving process started now, because it was now coming to reality that my mother is gone. She's really gone. The whole time I was the strongest of everyone. I kept the family together. I'd call my sisters and my brothers, guys, don't cry, it's gonna be over, you know. God, uThixo wethu nguThixo wamadinga, akawalibala amadinga. He's our God. He has done it before, he's gonna do it to us. So we're not the first ones, we're probably not the last ones. So this is our story, we're gonna write it. I had so much faith. I don't wanna, the faith I had just over. Fine, until I fell into depression because I could not handle the pressure anymore. Because I've heard to come back from work, cook, clean, I make sure that my father has lunch for the following day. I make sure that I have to prepare his garments. He'd come back in the morning, he'd cry, have prayers that someone's family does this and this and this, all these deep things. And by the way, my father was a prophetic person, so he'd have all these dreams. And when he had my mother, he'd wake up, sit down with her and tell all these dreams. Now I've heard the responsibility of having to sit down and listen and witness all these things. And in most cases I felt, but I'm still a child, how do I interpret all these dreams? I'd ask God for wisdom. I sat on this prayer about God give me wisdom. Solomon never asked for any other thing. He asked for wisdom. Just that wisdom. I need it right now. It's only gonna be wisdom. Hey, that go, guys. Reality came in. I had work, the pressure at work, the family, this church. It was just a lot. I fell into depression and I took a decision. I told my father, I need to go for therapy. I went for therapy alone because I felt I was not handling everything well. I'd have asthma attacks. I never had asthma, but now started having asthma. I don't know what happened. And I healed from my mother's loss. I healed. I kind of healed. And I told myself I need to accept this. Oh, my therapist told me I need to watch the videos of the funeral. So I sat down and I watched the videos and I realized, bah, you know what? Growing up, my mother, I've heard her pray. I've listened to her prayers. And in my introduction, I said I had my first encounter when I was 8 with Christ. Now, at the age of 8 years, my mother had an accident. It was 2005. She had an accident, a major accident. And in that accident, she broke the spine. That's the spine.
Okay, cool.
Yes, my friend, the spine and the spinal cord, the ribs. You could literally hear her ribs when she wakes up, when she stands up. All of them, they were broken. She could not walk. For months, she had to sit in the room, not do anything. And I asked God for one thing. We are still very young to lose our mother now. Can you just keep her until Ndibemdala? This is the prayer I had on that day. It was the 17th of July, 2005, at Bedford. And from that day, I felt the relief every day when I see my mother smile. I knew that our God is going to wake you up. So don't stress. And Nyani, she was fine. And then after that, she was okay. Now, 2019, when she passed on, I sat down and asked myself, Oba, but every time we pray, we always say, uThixo is a God of promises. He sticks to his plans and promises. I asked God for one thing, that Magandilinde Bemdala. And at 22, she passes on. At 22, I get a job. What more do I still want God to do? So I sat and I was like, now I need to live to this testimony. I asked God for this and he did it. Now I'm an adult. Back then at 8, I don't think I was going to be able to do all these things. But now I'm 22, I know how to navigate things. And my relationship with Christ has grown. So it's fine. So this is how I told myself, and this is how I actually tried to heal from the process. Fast forward, COVID came 2020. And my father was a priest, so he'd go around praying for families, he'd do all these things. I've had to support him. And we'd have our moments of crying and praying every day. We'd try to navigate our lives without our mother. Now, when the COVID came, our relationship with our father became very strong. We're besties. Whoever knew my dad knew there was going to be me, somewhere in the vicinity. Now, COVID came, and I remember I'd ask Dada, don't go. Please don't. You really don't have to. Remember, you are diabetic. So chances are you're going to catch anything easily. But then he kept on saying, I'm cold. And you know my calling. I can't do that. This is his words. And it happened just like that. A few months down the line, it was December 2020. He went to Joburg for a funeral. He came back on a Sunday. Came back with my little sister. So that weekend, I was all bored because I was with my father most the whole time. I was staying with my father. So now I was bored the whole weekend. I remember posting, guys, I miss my father. Came back on Sunday, and then Monday, no, you can take the car to work. By the way, guys, I literally stole the car and learned how to drive. So I'd steal his car every now and then drive it around. That's how I got used to driving. So the time I didn't have a license, I only had learners. So then that Monday is like, oh, I'm still tired from the driving and everything. So just take the car. Okay, I went to work on Monday, came back, he's still not okay, thought he's still tired. Made him food, we bonded, had our sessions, fine. Tuesday, he's still tired, this person. Wednesday, he's still tired, not willing to do anything. Then made him food, we did the same thing, the same routine the whole week, up until a time where he said, he needs to go to a doctor because now he feels like his stomach is a problem. I went to see a doctor. The doctor didn't see anything wrong. They gave him a drip, came back. In the space of 2 days, he got worse. And then I was like, okay, now we need to go home because I don't know what to do. We need to go home and you need to see your brothers, whoever, just be with your family because now I don't know what to do anymore. We drove home. We got home. And he sat with his brother. He slept in his brother's room. They bonded, and then it was just a moment. And for some reason, I felt he is better. And then we slept. Woke up the following day. We cleaned because we're not staying there, so we had to clean everything. So my little sister comes out. I was outside when I cleaned the yard. She was inside the house. So she comes out and tells me that is West, bruh. He hasn't eaten. It's around 12 now. He hasn't eaten any cereal whatsoever, so he can't take his meds. So I'm like, okay, if that's the case, we need to go see a doctor right now. This is me and my driving. You know my driving was still new, so I'm not sure yet. We left. And I had to drive in the gravel road, all fast and everything. We left. We got to the doctor. The doctor did the same thing. They gave him a drip, and we had to take him back. And 2 days later, they only decided, because we take him to the doctor every day because he was not getting any better. 2 days later, they only decided to take the COVID test. So the test only comes back once after 48 hours. Yes. So still waiting for the results. He was now weak, very weak. He could not do a thing. And him being this person who was so dedicated in doing the Lord's work. I remember there was going to be a funeral on that Thursday. It's only that day that he told me, Noriza, I'm going to call Abefundis and inform everyone that I'm right, because now I can't attend all these things. So I thought it was going to be fine, but I'm not getting better. So he made that call. He called he called two of them and told them, but please attend the funeral on Thursday, please do this and this. Like, just gave the orders, asked people to help him, and then told them, but he's not fine. Then they heard from his voice, but okay, now this person is not okay, we need to attend to him. And we left. There's a moment where we got to this other doctor's, this surgery, and I asked him to sit in the car. That I wait for me, I need to go register and then come back, see if they're gonna give me a wheelchair whatsoever. Udada walked in there all week. He could not wear a mask anymore because he was like, he's suffocating. So he took a handkerchief, and then he got there. Now I'm like, what do I do? With all the patients waiting in the surgery, 95% of those people know him. And now, when he walked in that door, he was already slim. In a space of a week, he had lost so much weight, had big eyes. He was all bad. He walked in there. I stood and I looked at him. I felt tears rolling down. And I had to go calm him down. Dada, please, people are asked to wear masks now. You can't wear your mask when I please go back to the car. I need to sleep now. I can't. Then they attended him, and then he told me, Bana, he needs to see a doctor and he needs to be hospitalized. We waited, and Mtata, all the hospitals were full. There were no beds. So it was like, it's either you drive me away from Mtata because I'm gonna die. So you need to drive. Ngoku. I took the car, we drove to Queenstown. This is his little brother. This is where his little brother stays. We went to Queenstown and we stayed there. It was on the 23rd of December, 2 days before Christmas. Mind you, 2019 we lost our mother. So 2019 we had our first Christmas without a mother. This was literally the first Christmas we spent in tears, 2019. 2020 was going to be the second one without our mother. Now this is 2020 and it's 2 days before Christmas. We don't have any plans rather than a dying father. So we sat and we kept on going to the doctors. Even in Queenstown, it was the same story. There were no beds in all the hospitals. Until this one morning, on the Christmas day, he was not eating anymore. He could not take in anything, the meds and everything. So we had to bath him. It's me and my little sister. We had to bath him every day, every morning, give him his meds. I remember we woke up on Christmas and... Sorry, guys. We woke up on Christmas Day and we sang for him Christmas carols. And the prayer we had was, Tata siyacela bra, please, you need to wake up. We know you're not feeling well. We know you are sick, but if you die now, so I'm going without you, because you the only person we have. He looked at us and he gave us a different look. He wanted to wake up, but he did not have the strength. So we held his hands, we prayed with him, and we begged him for that. Dada, please, please. On the 26th of December, in the morning around 5, when my sister woke up to the bathroom, she came back running to the room and she noticed that Dada is lying down in the lounge. And then we went out to check him out. He passed out on the lounge. And then we had to rush him to the hospital. Finally, they decided to admit him. They admitted him. And the time they admitted him, now he was no longer walking. He would use a wheelchair. He could not do a thing. I remember I had to drive the car after his death for about a month, and he had peed on himself. So the car was still smelling of that. So he could not do a thing. He had no strength, literally no strength. And the day we went to drop him off, he was wearing red shorts, a blue t-shirt, and had slippers on, and we had packed him his toilet bag. And then they told us at the hospital that no, you can't get in, it's only him because of COVID regulations, so he's not gonna go in alone. We watched the nurse drive our father away. She drove with him the wheelchair, took him to the ward, and that was it on a Saturday. We went back on Sunday. They called us. No, he's getting better. We had hope, but no. This is the faith I had, and in all of this, I need to keep strong. I need to not show my little sister that I'm breaking. I need to show my little sister that, bruh, we are together. He's gonna be fine. We can't lose a mother and lose a father. To can't do that. You really can't do that. Hey, fast forward. Now, being this person, I've heard all these prayers and all these dreams and everything. Fast forward to the day he passed on. I have a dream, a weird dream in the morning around 3 a.m. Now in this dream, I see my mother and I see my father. But now my mother is inside, we're outside. And then she opens the door, my father gets in. Then she closes the door. I wake up immediately after that. After waking up, my phone rings. 045. Oh, okay. I pick up, it's a landline. Hello, this is Queenstown Private Hospital. Is this Sandisiwe? Yes. Sandisiwe, how old are you? It's around 4 a.m. I'm 24. I'm 23. I was 23. I'm 23. And then the guy says, okay, isn't there an older person around the house? And then I'm like, okay, my uncle is here. And then I had to please give the phone to the uncle. I gave my uncle the phone, and then he told me, oh, you know, this is a report from the hospital. They're telling us that they just found a clot in his brain. So they're still trying to figure out. They're going to do an operation, probably something like that. But they just want to inform us. And also they figured he is a bit of confusion. And then I told my uncle that no, I had noticed the confusion, because now when he gave him food, my little sister, at times he'd look at us, Nati, he doesn't know us, and then figure out minutes later that, oh, this is my daughter, this is who and who. So he had already started being confused. Now this is us who had seen our mother die in our hands. We've heard to nurse our father. My uncle didn't tell us that my father is late, but I already knew, because the Lord had already told me. And I woke up, I told my little sister, we need to pack, we are going home. And then she asked me why, that they might not say anything now around this house, but I know that is late. And from that moment, things were just fishy around the house. No one was talking to us. We packed our bags, and I looked for my father's cards, his IDs and everything. I packed everything, my IDs and everything, because I knew that we had to drive home. Called my little brother. Brother, do it. How are you at home? How are you hanging up and stuff? And then he's like, hi, I'm good. Just that I had a weird dream. Okay. What's that? I dreamt of my father, and he said bye-bye to me. Weird. So we spoke, the three of us. We're like, okay, we need to comfort each other, because at Kabeleni we only have each other. So we comforted each other about, bros, we've seen the loss of our mother. We've had to deal with it. Chances are our father is not gonna make it. So we need to just get used to it, and we need to man up, the three of us. We need to plan his funeral, and our father didn't like his losing a lie. He didn't like people were crying. He always felt, hence even his prayers, he was a different person. So he'd have all these silent prayers. So when he'd stay, just stay up, and you know that he's praying for 2 hours. He's not talking to anyone. So we know that he's praying. So he didn't want tears. So we comforted each other. But guys, we just don't have to cry. We just have to prepare and plan the funeral and do everything. Mind you, I come to tell you that our father is late. And then around 12, boom, Safiki Sikitimi. There's a song by Sandisiwe Safiki Sikitimi, Satuma Musishili. Safiki Sikitimi. came the family from all the way from Elbot. It was the older uncle, his wife, their son, and our aunt. And they called us inside the house because we're sitting outside with my little sister. Oh, by the way, me and my little sister would love singing. So we're sitting outside. I still remember we were singing. Lord have mercy. So we sang that in all the different languages. And our uncle, the one we were with, the one we were in, like at his house, yes, he kept on looking at us, and he said one thing. He looked at us and he cried, and then what he, I'm gonna tell him that ukhulisile. I'm gonna applaud him for raising such daughters. I love how you are rooted in Christ. And then he walked away. We were sitting outside too. And then they call us inside the house. We get inside the house, and my aunt is the one who broke the news. And then she was like, Bandabam, season ulungile could not make it. So your father is late. He could not stand them anymore. So he's late. The prayer and the cry we had, I remember I just asked Oba kanjani. God, how? Baongoba. I did not understand. I kept on asking him, but well, you just took our mother. We're still trying to get you Zukupila ngaphandle komama. Now you take Udata, whom we're just about this close relationship with, ufuna sithini. Yabo. Sizoba ngabakabani ngaphandle katata. We had that moment, and fast forward, I'm the big girl, so I had to wipe my tears and get up. Wipe my tears off, and I was like, okay, Masiabi, this is me giving everyone direction. Because no one is going to give them direction except for me. So I'm like, it's fine, Masambin, I'm going to call the funeral parlors. I know which one. I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this. I need to break the news to the church. I need to call everyone. And then my uncle is like, okay, it's fine. Let me do the other things. You can't break indaba to abantu becala. We are here as adults, so some things we're going to have to do them quickly. So I have to give them the numbers. They brought out the news to everyone. This is how people knew.